Well, hello. I want to talk about our homework for this week. So we're going to start with the correct the errors slash conditionals practice assignment. So for correct the errors, all you need to do is rewrite the sentences. So the first one says, "Are you go to school always by bus?" That doesn't sound right. It should be, and because of go, it sounds like it's um, a habit, something that I haven't done this in a while. Happens again and again. We're going to say, "Do you?" Now, what do we do with always? Do you go to school always? It sounds a little bit better to say it this way. Do you always go to school by bus? Okay, let's try another one. I no like movies. I don't. These are easy, right? Movies with sad endings. Let me do one more with you. Actually, I won't type it. This will be like listening practice for you. Oh no, look. When should I look? Now. A rat plays. A rat is playing in the garbage can. Okay? All right, so you're going to do all of these. Now down here, these are the conditionals, and I've written up little formulas of the conditional system that we have in English. Okay, so the zero conditional is something that happens and happens and happens. So, for example, if it rains in Phoenix, people get into car accidents. This happens every single time. Okay, the first conditional is something that will happen in the future, depending on something else. So if I fail the class, my mother will kill me. Okay, so we're looking into the future. If something happens, something else will happen. It's cause and effect. Okay, the second and third conditionals are the imaginary conditionals. So things that are not real. Here's what I mean by that. If you look at the first one, or look at the second conditional, if I lived in Italy. By the way, we're using the past simple. We're not talking about the past. Okay, we're imagining something. Right now, none of us live in Italy. Okay, but if I lived in Italy, I would, not I will, but I would learn to speak Italian. Probably none of us are learning to speak Italian. Maybe some of you are, I don't know. I'm not because I don't live in Italy. I don't even know anyone who speaks Italian. Okay, but if I lived in Italy, this is what I would do. I would learn to speak Italian. Okay, so that word would is our imaginary modal verb. Okay, and then look over here. The truth is, I don't live in Italy. I don't need to learn Italian. Okay, the third conditional is where we look at the past and how if something happened differently in the past, then there would be a different reality. So this one we use the past perfect. Do you remember the past perfect? I know you do. It's when we use had plus that verb 3, the third form of the verb. And then we always use would, have, and then verb 3. Or we could also say could have plus verb 3. So if I had eaten, maybe in the past I didn't eat. Okay, if I had eaten, I wouldn't have been hungry. So the truth is, the person did not eat, and then the person was hungry. All right, so let's look at a few of these. Looks like I've got number 1 for you. He didn't need any help, so he didn't ask. If he had needed help, he would have asked. This is the third conditional. Okay, so we're starting with the past tense, right? He didn't need any help. But if, so we go from past simple to past perfect. If he, and then we go from negative to positive. If he had needed help, he, just like what's up here, he would have asked for help. Here we're going from negative to positive. He didn't ask, he would have. Verb 3, asked. All right, look at the next one. I don't like steak, so I'm not going to eat any. I don't like steak, I'm not going to eat any. So the present reality is he doesn't like steak or she doesn't like steak. So we're going to say, if I liked steak. Okay, so the real conditional, or the reality is this is a person who lives in a world where steak is bad, right? So he says, if I liked steak, okay, what would he do? I'm going to say I would ask for some. If you say I would ask for any, that's technically wrong. I probably wouldn't take away points, but any is for negative statements. So we're going to say some. Okay. All right, let's do another one. I might call you. It depends on if I will have time. Okay. So for this one, we're talking about a future possibility. So I might call you. In fact, I will. Did I write that right? I will call you if what? If I have time. Or I could say it this way, if I have time, I will call you. Okay? I'm going to let you try the others. Okay, just do your best on these. And let me know if you have any problems. Take care, and we'll... Oh, I forgot. We're going to do the key questions as well. Let's see if I can find it. So Conditionals week of April 27. And I'm going to go to preview. Okay, so I'll do 5 of these with you. Okay, it says if they had. Now remember, have, has, had. Verb 3, right? So if they had, which one is a verb 3? There it is, written. If they had written everything down, they wouldn't have forgotten. What's the truth? Did they write everything down? No. Did they forget? Yes. Okay, by the way, that's the third conditional. Look at number 2. The coffee doesn't seem very fresh. I wish. By the way, do you know the difference between wish and hope? Wish is something that is impossible. Imposible. Right? Highway Zagani in Swahili. Right? Okay, so the coffee doesn't seem very fresh. I wish they would. I'm going to look for the base verb. Here's why. After would, remember the triangles from my classroom? We use the base verb. I wish they would make a new pot. They would make more coffee. New coffee, fresh coffee. Okay. So when we say I wish, the attitude, the feeling that we have is it's not possible. It probably will not happen. Okay, if I say I hope, then there's a possibility, and I would say I hope they will. But if I feel a little bit negative about it, I would say I wish they would. All right, what conditional is this sentence? If I were a millionaire, I would be happier. Okay, so notice it's the past tense. Okay, so because it's the past tense, it's going to be the second conditional. Okay, we're not talking about the past, we're talking about an unreal, untrue reality. Okay, look at the next one. If I had, remember have, has, had, verb 3? There it is. Bought a car last year. I would have had to pay too much. Did the person buy a car last year? No, we didn't. By the way, which conditional? Third conditional. Okay, so when you have the past perfect, it's the third conditional. By the way, just Google this. I know that I'm going kind of fast. This is not easy stuff. Google is your friend. Okay? Google ni rafiki yangu. All right, and number 5, what conditional is this sentence? If I had set my alarm, I would have woken up on time. Okay. So do you see? There's the past perfect. And look over here, would have, verb 3, just like up here, would have, verb 3. This is the third conditional. All right, do your best on these, and I'll see you next time. Take care.